Hello, I'm Dick.
And I'm Eric, and we're the Annuity guys.
Eric, all over the internet, you see it? Best annuity. I've got the best annuity for you. What's wrong with that?
I like the best annuity. I want the best annuity. The problem is when you've got the annuity salesman who claims to have the best annuity.
Right.
And it's not necessarily that he doesn't have a annuity. He's got one annuity that's the best annuity for him to sell necessarily, not necessarily the best one for your situation.
Well, and I agree, exactly. And so many times someone will, on the internet, they advertise a lot, having the best annuity solutions, the best advanced annuity solutions. And when you talk with that advisor or salesperson, it usually goes something like this, folks. Just give me your information. Tell me what you're trying to accomplish. And once I know that, I'll be able to put together the best annuity for you. What's wrong with that, Eric?
Well, I got one annuity. I know what I'm going to sell you before you even give me your information. So
isn't it amazing
how it should be just give me all your money and I'll sell you this annuity.
How no matter how much information the person gets, that one annuity or that one or two annuities in their arsenal always fits. And we see that very frequently, and we won't name names. Maybe we will. But there are certain ones on the internet that we can 99% of the time, maybe 95% of the time, we can say, I'll bet they offered you a blah, blah, blah.
We know which annuity they're going to have offered you.
And it's amazing that it fits everybody.
Yeah, it's a one-stop shop,
and they're objective planners,
answer. Very objective. So there are ways, I guess, of when you've been approached with someone who says, hey, I've got the best annuity for you. It's usually when that presentation comes, there's usually, if someone's really done some real digging and analysis, they usually don't come back with just one answer.
Right,
they
exactly.
usually come back and present here's the alternatives, here's some possible scenarios, and here's a 1, 2, and 3 typically. I mean, they've analyzed the situation. They're giving you some trade-offs.
And we take a completely different approach. And like you're saying, a lot of the advisors that are really not doing what we feel is the right thing for the client, they're maybe giving two choices. One that they really want the client to say yes to, and a very distant second. But Eric, what we have experienced and what our clients have appreciated is what we refer to as outcome-based planning, where the goal is to show folks anywhere from 3, 4, up to 6 or 7 solutions that all offer various degrees of success that could all be successful, and then let the client take a much more objective approach to selecting which one of those they're more comfortable with.
Well, and it's quite honest, it's nice to have to, instead of having to go to 6 different people to get 6 different proposals, isn't it nice if one person can give you multiple options and you know that they've looked at different things and they've analyzed it and broken it down.
Exactly.
And they're sharing all that information.
Exactly. And I'd just like to share this, that, folks, Eric and I, very frequently, talking to different ones, they call in, with questions after they've watched our videos and seen the website. A lot of times they're confused, very confused, because they're talking with 2 or 3 different advisors, and each advisor claims to have the best annuity solution.
Of course they do. We've got the best annuity solution.
And yet, all 3 annuity solutions are different annuities. Now, how could that be, Eric?
Oh, because they're all the best one for them to sell. So, of course, it's the best one.
So, ultimately, what happens, don't they... Folks, what really happens a lot of times is you're put in the position of choosing the most convincing salesperson or the most persuasive advisor, and not really being able to make a good objective decision.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're the one that usually suffers because you don't know which direction to go. You're not sure what's right, who's telling the truth.
Right. Another thing, Eric, I want to say, let's really be fair about this. If someone takes the approach that you and I take, and some of the advisors that we refer, there's a lot more work that goes into it. I mean, to be objective and look at, first of all, you have to be connected. You have to have accessibility to many, many different annuities. There's approximately 3,000 different hybrid style fixed indexed annuities, not to mention the MIGAs, the immediates, and this type of thing. So when you start putting all that together and you start really drilling down for the client, you want to give them 4 or 5 different scenarios that could fit them. And when you do that, it just takes a lot of time, and you're also working this into balancing their overall portfolio in a true financial planning manner. So again, most folks aren't going to take that kind of time. So sometimes there's,
the analysis is the key aspect here.
Yes.
If someone's investing the time in making sure that they're doing the best for you, and it does take a couple 3, 4, 5 hours just to analyze
the very basics.
Just to look at the income riders to see what's hitting your target. I'm very fond of saying, we'll never hit a target we can't see, and so once you've been presented with information, it's going back and trying to suit and meet that target and hit those targets to make sure the financial goals of the client are being
yes. And I agree, and I mean, occasionally someone will come to us, with more of an idea of, I just want to buy an annuity. I mean, that's all they want. They know the dollar amount. They know, but many times, when it involves, how do I balance my portfolio? How do I make sure that I've got the income I need for retirement? All of those questions. What happens if my spouse passes early? All of these different scenarios. That takes much more of a true financial planning approach.
Yes, and we'll always tell you, this is, we try to give you the best options for this point in time. And, unfortunately, I can't say don't ever plan on looking backwards, because as you progress through the years, annuities change, things change, products change.
They do.
So don't have a necessarily kick yourself because you didn't wait 5 years to wait for the newest and latest, greatest annuity with airbags and dual suspension or something. Yeah. So.
Well, just like you say, Eric, just waiting and not making a decision is making a decision, and that's not always good either. Right. So I would say, if this is fair, that there is a best annuity out there, but it's not necessarily one best annuity. It's a choice of several best annuity type solutions so that the client can actually make their own decision.
There's a best annuity portfolio or outcome possibly for everybody.
Yes.